No, it was a good scrimmage. Got some good work in. Came out of there relatively healthy, nothing major, which is always good in the spring. And getting out and tackling for the first time was sloppy at times, and you would expect that. And that's why we have to go live to get out there and go full tilt. Everybody but the quarterbacks were live, and so both sides did some good things, made some big plays on both sides of the ball. A lot to build on, and we got to get better here in the last week or so of spring ball. Go ahead, Lonnie.
You said the good about my question.
Okay. Let's see.
Has it been weird to get into a rhythm this spring? I mean, you started the week and then took a break and then the cold.
Yeah, it's been a little different. It has. Right from the start with having to push it back a week, and then coming back right after spring and going 4 instead of 3, and a couple of little minor injuries that week as well, and so we weren't in our normal flow. But the good thing is we have a lot of veteran guys. Again, with the system, even though there's some differences offensively, there's a lot to carry over. So we're still getting a lot of good work, and it's coming together. But it is a bit more inconsistent in the spring with going every other day, and with the weather not cooperating much. It was really nice out there today, but I'd like to get outside a little bit.
Speaking of which, how do you feel about the leadership of the team?
Yeah, really strong leadership. You look at the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line has always had great leadership, and you got Kenneth, in there with a lot of other veterans, and then with Will, the team's going to follow Will, and he has a really strong presence about him. It was evident last year when he got voted a captain with only being on campus a few months. So, Will is really strong. And then defensively, you look at our backers and just JJ and the 2 inside guys, DeAndre and those guys have been around forever. So really strong leadership there as well. So, we're always constantly trying to develop the next leaders, so always trying to get better in that area.
What does the scrimmage like today do for the progress? How big is this day?
It's always good just to get out there and let it go. Get off the field, get on the headsets, and just play it as much like a game as you possibly can. Obviously, the quarterbacks aren't live, and they're still a little bit comfortable back there. But it's good for the overall structure. And just, for the defensive guys, it's hard. We can't go live all the time. I mean, you get guys injured, you get guys banged up, but you have to cut it loose and get out there. And like I mentioned, there's some sloppy tackling, but that's to be expected when we haven't been live since January 1st. So, they have to constantly get better in that area.
Rich talked about the offense struggling Tuesday. How have they kind of progressed since then? How'd they fare out there today?
Yeah, much better Thursday. There were some ups and downs in the practice Thursday, but they came out really hot and did some really good things. And then today it was rather even. I'd say today. Usually maybe somebody might ask me what side may win, and I felt like it was relatively even today. Felt like the offense made some really good plays. They had some sustained drives. Will made some really good throws. Bo made some good throws as well. We could have looked a little better had we made some difficult catches on some shots. But overall, really good.
How about Mag Wood? He seemed to be more polished than a lot of the rest of them in the leadership part of it.
Yeah, Chauncey made a really difficult catch today on a 3rd down. He made a really over the middle, went up and took a good shot and came down with the football and kept the drive going. So it was good to see him make that tough catch. So he's progressing and getting better.
With watching him Tuesday, I know he threw a couple interceptions. Maybe not the day Rich wanted. But still, he still looks like he's jumped up a level in confidence and just being sure of himself and knowing what to do. Is that what you guys have seen as well?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. With Tuesday, with that, I mean, some of that stuff, the way we were trapping and doing some different things, like he hadn't even seen that yet. Deflection and high balls. So there was no turnovers today, and I don't think there was any Thursday. But he is very confident, and it's really nice to see Will, as I mentioned early on, what I was looking for. You know, you bring somebody like Rich in here, and Will knows like he's going to get better, and he's out there every rep with the intention of being the absolute best player he can be. And things still move fast. You get out there in scrimmages and games, and things move quickly. But he's very confident, and he's definitely going to take it to another level and be a really great player.
Seems
Speaking
like
of Will, how did the pro day go yesterday? What was the feedback you got? And it seemed like they were pretty smitten. The scouts are pretty smitten with some of the throws he made.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He just get out there and give him a little taste and just see him live. I mean, he's got everything they're looking for to be a high pick, to be a franchise quarterback. So, the sky's the limit for him there. But that again, you can't get ahead of yourself. I mean, he's here to get better. He has aspirations to do great things, and he will. But it's one day at a time, and that's what I like. What I really love what I'm seeing out of him is just really trying to be better every day.
Seems like we think of him for his physical tools first and foremost, the toughness, the big arm. Do we give enough credit to the mind and being able to move 3 offenses in basically 3 years span?
Well, we probably don't, because he's as I mentioned, the leadership qualities that he has, people are attracted to him. He has a genuine leadership ability, which is extremely important to be a franchise quarterback. But he's also very intelligent. He's intelligent in the classroom, but also on the football field, and he works at it. He works at it. He wants to be great, and loves putting in the time. So he has all the intangibles.
How does that make it easier for receivers? That he's obviously a lot of guys and new faces that are going to.
It definitely will help us. That's what I was looking for. I mean, as you get a quarterback like that, that'll help the overall growth. It'll help everybody get better. And just the simple things, the routine. And you're starting to see that, and then you see guys step up, like Chauncey made one today, and just guys make difficult catches and keep the chains moving.
With the spring game week out, what do you want to see out of this group through this next week before the fans come out and get their first look at the group?
Just for us to be much more consistent, much more polished, across the board. Still have to figure out the configuration there for the spring game, because you do get a little thin at certain positions in the spring, and if we just separate the teams evenly, it leaves you a little thin in certain positions. So we've talked about a couple things with the staff. I got to continue to maybe look at it where we, want to do a traditional spring game where you divide the team, but maybe have some guys that can flop over defensively because we get thin.
What's the thought process behind the 3 practices after spring game? It's kind of unusual.
Well, because I had to, because of the hire.
Or the offensive coordinator.
Mark, that was
Wouldn't let you move. SEC wouldn't let you move.
Well, you could move the spring game, but I didn't want to do that because it was already set with fans and everything, and people have done that. That's not. Is it unusual? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's typical, but I mean, my brother at Oklahoma has done that for years, and a lot of people do come back after the spring game and have a couple practices. So it's not totally uncommon.
So Buford out there with the ones during the open practice. Has he been showing something there?
He has. Yeah, he's really done a nice job. He's worked hard and getting better, and has the ability, and he's getting more and more confident and doing some good things.
How exciting is what Tavion brings to the table? And how exciting is that fans can see him?
Yeah, Tavion's really done a nice job. We needed him. Comes in, he's got the experience. He's very smooth. He makes tough catches, so he's playing some good football.
Going back to the O-line, do you see any difference in that group, maybe from this time last year to this year, in terms of just across the board, or is it about the same?
There's some new faces in there, but the nice thing is you look out there and you still see a big physical group, and that's what we want to be. So these guys it's their opportunity, their time, and just seeing DeAndre out there and Jeremy at the other side. I mean, those are some big dudes, and they can move, and so they're getting their opportunity. So we'll see where it goes.